This week we sit down with the voice of Darth Maul, Sam Witwer.
Plus, Pablo talks to Neal Scanlan about the creatures and droids from Solo. Neal Scanlan, personal hero.
He's like the Richard E. Grant
of
Andy Gutierrez's.
This is the Star Wars Show. From the Lucasfilm headquarters in San Francisco, here's your hosts, Andy and Anthony.
Hello and welcome to the Star Wars Show, the only Star Wars show on the internet that's brave enough to talk about General Veers.
Yes, General Veers. The most important general in the Empire, with the last name Veers.
That's all I got.
And now the news, but without any news about General Veers. Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, the upcoming Star Wars land for both Disneyland Resort and Disney's Hollywood Studios Resort in Florida, as well as my forwarding mail address from 2019 on, announced new details about what you can expect to find inside the Cantina.
Oga's Cantina will welcome visitors, pilots, bounty hunters, smugglers, and more when it opens in 2019.
Run by Oga Guerra, the Cantina will allow patrons to sample from a variety of galactic drinks for the young and old.
The Cantina will also be home to RX-24, the former Starspeeder 3000 pilot droid from Star Tours, who has now switched occupations to Cantina DJ.
Rex is back, baby!
And for more information on Oga's Cantina, check out DisneyParksBlog.com. Star Wars Jedi Challenges announced a new update and limited edition Kylo Ren lightsaber recently.
The free content update will let you play through new challenges as Kylo Ren. Plus, a new lightsaber controller modeled after Kylo's hilt will also be available. For more information on the Dark Side expansion and saber coming this November, be sure to check out JediChallenges.com.
And it wouldn't be a Star Wars Show news pod if we didn't talk about an upcoming book, right?
Biography of General Veers.
There's no Veers news.
There's no Veers news, that's right.
This week we're talking about Star Wars Smuggler's Guide, a new book giving you all sorts of notes from the underworld.
The book, written like a found logbook, is filled with stories and tips from the various pirates and notorious characters who have come into possession of the guide.
Star Wars Smuggler's Guide by Dan Wallace will be available on October 30th.
And for more updates from around the galaxy, check out starwars.com/SWS.
Joining me right now is Neal Scanlan, Creature Effects Supervisor. Now, creatures also means droids, and we're joined by an amazing assortment of droids.
This is probably going to be the biggest show of droids and creatures that we've done for the movies so far. And the droids very much are character. They have their own personalities, and it's very important to us that each droid has that personality and that we can somehow identify and sense or like them. So what you see here is just some of the ones that we've made for a sequence, which is what we call the Droid Revolution. They operate in exactly the same way. The stunt guys that have joined us on this team, we can take their performances and really enjoy them a bit more. This is BB-DBD, which Warwick Davis is in. This little character here, Kane, who plays this particular character, his top half actually pops out there. You can probably see a slight tinge of green there. Well, the idea is that Rob and the guys in visual effects will remove that, so we get a great looking droid.
I know near the very beginning of the movie, we see quite a memorable puppet and creature effect.
Here we were with a creature that was going to be in water and had multiple aspects to her. So the idea was, well, why don't we just try and use the water as our practical place to hide? We built a tank. The tank is over 11 feet deep in sections. Inside the tank is over 20, nearly 30 puppeteers. They're all in wetsuits, they're all submerged, and they're responsible for bringing Proxima alive. We've really stepped back, as we always do on these projects, and tried to come from a sort of human point of view and say, well, if we can get puppeteers in there, let's use the puppeteers because they're the best movers that we can possibly have.
You know, we've been calling it the Solo movie, but in many ways, it's a showcase for Chewbacca.
Yeah, I think it's true to say that this is a love story, isn't it, really? I think it's the beginning of a friendship and a discovery of how this relationship came to be. We had to initially think very carefully about what we were going to do with Chewie. I always come back to this, that what Stuart had created and George in the first films is still absolutely the Chewie that we love and adore. The further we went, the more we subjected poor old Chewie to the sort of rigors of the real world, the more believable and the more the personality came through. It's been a huge challenge to the team to be able to make all the Chewie suits and the variations and to maintain them. And also, I think creatively to find that balance, keeping him real and the Chewie that we know, but also showing the vulnerability and the sort of the side to him that we've never seen before. So it really gives him heart and soul.
I'm joined now by one half of Darth Maul from Solo, A Star Wars Story, but you know, most of the time, half of Darth Maul is all you get.
Oh, you know.
Sam
We're
Witwer
not
is
over
here.
yet, man. That's painful. That's really painful.
I think we chatted a month or two before Solo.
Right.
And I was like, what's going on, man? Anything
Hey,
come out?
man.
Am I going to be seeing you on the Star Wars show soon? Are you doing anything with us? And you're like, no, think so.
Is that what I said? Because sometimes I have to throw in a hint. Be like, no, man.
Yeah. It must have been so exciting for you because Rey originated the character so well in Episode 1, but most of the development of Darth Maul's character happened across Clone Wars, Rebels, and you were such a huge part of it.
I said to George, George, we should really bring him back. And he said, oh, is that true? And I'm like, yeah, we should. And he's like, all right, we'll do it. Who should play him? I'm like, probably me. And he's like, all right.
I mean, at least until we find someone,
Right.
I'll be a placeholder.
I was the placeholder
Yeah, I'll
voice.
just record it. So how did this sort of thing that you never dreamed would happen?
It involved getting involved. And it involved having some opinions, which was really the cool thing. So Rey lip-synced my performance, but then again, Rey would also do his own thing, so not everything fit exactly because he needed to have freedom to bring his Darth Maul to it. And then I came back and voiced it again to fill in all those spots. So it was back and forth between me and Rey. What I appreciated about the process is that both Rey and I were respected for our knowledge on this subject. Little things like a producer saying to me, okay, and then he's gonna draw his lightsaber. And I'm like, okay, which lightsaber? They're like, oh, his double-bladed lightsaber from Phantom Menace. I'm like, all right, forgive me, but he doesn't have that anymore. You got two choices. And you can go with the dark saber, which means this, this, and this, or you can go with the Inquisitor lightsaber, which means, interestingly enough, he's being hunted by the Empire. That was the cool thing, that I didn't feel like I was gonna be fired when I kicked up dust with a producer or with Ron Howard. They were like, no, tell us more. What's the deal?
How did it feel for you as a fan to hear about Darth Maul being in this solo movie? As somebody who is so encyclopedic, what did that mean to you immediately when you heard?
The weird thing about that stuff is I just get excited for the characters. I'll be leaning in and be like, there's Cad Bane, cool. Oh, there's Darth Maul, cool, what's he doing? And I'll forget for a second that I did it. And I'll just watch it as a fan. Oh, Savage Opress is being cool. Oh, look out, Darth Maul. And suddenly I'll go, oh, we did all that. I forget that.
There have been a lot of other Star Wars announcements. Just as Star Wars geek Sam Witwer, what are you excited about? What are you looking forward to?
I thought the Resistance trailer looked amazing.
It looks so good.
It looks amazing.
It looks so good. I am such a fan of Robotech and Battle for the Planets and like that early 80s anime aesthetic, and that's so fun to me.
It's super cool, and we both know a lot of the people that are working on that, and they're extremely talented, so I just can't wait to see what they do, especially since it's sort of a corner of the Star Wars universe that we haven't really seen.
I know in addition to everything else you are super busy with, you wrote a book.
Yes.
About one of the other things that you are an encyclopedia about.
Yeah, Dungeons and Dragons. Me and my brother Michael Witwer, Kyle Newman, and John Peterson wrote a book called Art and Arcana, and it is a visual history of Dungeons and Dragons. It will take you from the early 70s all the way to modern day, and it's a little bit like a time machine. You know, it'll take you through the whole thing. You page through it, you see cool pictures, and it's coming in October. It's a 450-page book, so when you can get it for like $40 on Amazon, that's a pretty good deal. What's the math on that, guys? Per page? What is that?
10 cents a page.
10 cents a page.
That's unheard of.
No one's ever done that.
No. At these prices, how can you afford not to dungeon and or dragon?
You're gonna have to do both. You're gonna have to do both.
We started off by building a full-scale replica.
In Ryder's basement.
Right. No, I make that up. You may have bought other books about the Millennium Falcon, but you don't have this one. If you have a YT-1300 in your garage and it hasn't been working for a while, this book will get it up and running and you'll be flying it in no time.
Yeah, and how customized the Falcon is when it's in Lando's possession, and what specific customizations Han wants that he adds.
So if you're wondering, do we approach this from a very nerdy perspective, the answer is yes.
You know, it's at this point in the show when we either talk about the episode or come up with something for the audience to do, but this week we're going to do something a little bit different and kind of self-indulgent.
For nearly 4 years now, Dana Jennings has been a big part of the StarWars.com team, as well as the world's biggest 9-Nub fan.
But solo stints aside, she's contributed a ton to the site, including updating most of the Star Wars databank, making quizzes, and writing countless articles and fact files.
Not to mention, she is probably the best and hardest working associate producer we've had on the show.
Yeah.
And I say that knowing that your credit is associate producer.
I agree with you. But sadly, Dana's moving on from the StarWars.com team this week, and with her goes the only person who could fit into the Kevin the Ewok costume.
That's why, Dana, we'd like you to come on out one last time in the Kevin the Ewok costume.
Come here. All right. Do you want to read the teleprompter?
Thanks for watching, and thank you for everything, Dana and Kevin.
May the Force be with you. Of course.
Kevin absolutely dabs. I think you're just swimming.
Coffin to your
There it is!